Reverend Dr. Katie here, and this is a very impromptu surprise. I didn't know I was going to do this until 5 minutes ago. Facebook Live, because I just felt the energy and the prompting to come do it. So I thought, why not? And I wanted to check in with everyone after the eclipse because, oh my gosh, it was this month of energy beginning really with on December 21st with the solstice, and then Christmas, and then the New Year, and then the partial solar eclipse on January 6th on Epiphany, and now the big lunar eclipse that we just had this weekend, and full moon, and it's Aquarius. And I've been hearing from a ton of people that the energy has just been up, down, up, down, up, down, way up, way down. It's just par for the course for this kind of time of year. And we are still riding on this eclipse energy. And so I want to check in with everyone, make sure you know that all the energy pulsations you're feeling are to be expected this time of year, and just ride the wave, ride the wave. That's what we are about here. And I think I made a poll. I tried anyway. This technology is a little new on if you are feeling the energy. So if that poll appears, let me see if I can do a thing. I don't know how to make it appear. Answer it, and so that we can all see that together. So I want to talk about just for a minute or two about what you can expect in this season post all of this energy. Because I know a lot of you are tired right now. A lot of you are feeling a little depleted. So rest, get a lot of rest, drink some water, and don't be overly sort of scholastic about this. Don't be overly, I would encourage you not to really overthink this and to trust the wisdom of your body and to get all the rest that you need. And it's so, for those of us in the northern hemisphere, it's so dark so early, and then the sun isn't rising until late. And so it's even like harder for us to get our energy up. And so don't worry about that too much and go to bed an hour earlier, turn off your cell phones, do all of that, and let yourself experience that deep rest. It's so important to your spiritual life, and it's so important to the cultivation of your gifts. And I think one of the reasons I was called to come on here at this moment in time and explore this subject, this material about where our energy is right now, is because that rest is really crucial to the flourishing of your gifts and to you figuring out what your gifts are. And it's been a major theme. It's a major theme right now. We're in the season of Epiphany. Epiphany begins when we acknowledge the Magi giving the gifts to the Christ child. And so as a result, we are exploring our gifts for the next few weeks until Lent begins, another season in the church year. So this eclipse, solar cycles, the solar lunar cycles and the eclipse and the solstice and Christmas and all of that has been a huge month, like it was a solid 31 days of something happening deep inside of you and your gifts being brought forward in new ways. Even if you already know what they are, they're probably doing something funny right now, probably shining in new ways. Mine certainly have been. They pop up in mysterious ways. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't know that was there. And all of a sudden it is. And you may not have a name for that, or you may, if you've been working with this kind of energy for a long time, but you may start to see something surprise you. But they won't surprise you if you're not paying adequate attention to your own renewal, to your own rest. So if you are feeling that kind of depleted energy, take care so that your gifts can have an opportunity to come forward. And I want to talk just for a moment about how to identify what those gifts are. If you already know, then that's good news. Great, run with it. Go do your thing. Use your gifts, cultivate them, nourish them, nurture them, do all the things that you need to do. But if you're not sure what those are, then this is the period of the year where it's a great time to start to explore that. And we're finished this big energy period, so now it's like we're in this rest period where you can be like, hey, they were all being cultivated then, and like the seeds were planted, and now it's like they're starting to grow up a little bit, and the little seedlings are starting to sprout up in this time of year, and we can begin to discern what all those gifts were that were coming, that were being planted during this month long of intense energy. I don't think the energy is actually going to slow down anytime soon, but we have a little bit of a respite, a little bit of a wave that we're kind of on the downward slope just for a few weeks, and then it will ramp back up, I do believe. And so this is the period where you can actually start to identify what those gifts are. And if you are in that particular place in your spiritual journey where you're like, okay, I know something was happening, I have no idea what it was, I don't know what name to give to it or exactly how to ride this wave of energy, and this is a really, really special time for you. So if that does describe you, I would love to help you figure out what that is. You can give me a private message. And a lot of people worry, I think, when they message me, like, they're like, does this make sense? I don't know how to describe what it is that I'm feeling, what's happening to me. Don't worry about that. We will figure it out together. Don't worry about the words. Worry about what's actually happening and just communicate. You know, something's happening, I don't know what. That's plenty. That's plenty for us to get started and to figure it out. It's also a time for, I feel like there's a lot of protective energy, and spirit may be asking you to let go of some of that protective energy. I'm not saying to make yourself ultra vulnerable or to put yourself into harm's way or danger, but to maybe let down the barriers a little bit, because if we hold on if we like enclose ourselves too much, then nothing can flourish in that. So it's just like a seed. If you cover the seed with layers of tarp or something, it can never sprout forward, and we can never see what it is. And so some of you may be also called to make yourself a little more vulnerable so that you can start to identify what those gifts are. We had a great training last night. We were doing this 24 hours ago on discovering what your metaphysical gifts are. I know I wanted to do that on the day of the eclipse. We did, and that was beautiful energy. I loved it. But I know many of you, especially if you're not in my time zone, couldn't make the day of that training. So I will offer it again, most likely on Saturday morning. So get ready for that. Be looking for the link. I will provide that link and registration for you in the near future. And of course, we all know what the consequences are of not discovering what our gifts are, which is this kind of intense shutting down. I think that's why that protective energy was just coming up. But this like shutting down of our bodies, of our souls, feeling that's when the days feel really, really long, like when we're shutting down these essential parts of ourselves and not letting them flourish to the fullness of their ability. So you had something's happening in you in the past month. Now it's here. We're a day and a half, 2 days after the eclipse, and things are starting to germinate and to spring forth. So let's see what is going to happen to them in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be checking in with all of you. Do a really, really quick card draw because these have been really powerful lately. So we're going to see what comes forward, what is emerging for you. And you know what? I don't even have a question. I'm just going to let spirit kind of direct us. The question is, what card do we need collectively the most right now? Let's see what comes forward. This is a little message from spirit to us. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat box so I can tune in about energy, about where we were, where we are, about where you are in your process. Any questions are welcome. All right, here we go. Oh gosh, the card, this is so fitting. The card is Mother Earth. Feel loved and comforted. And it's a little bit of a little risque picture, not too bad. So I'll show it to you. So Mother Earth. And so we've been dealing, I get it. Takes a minute sometimes. We've been dealing with big cosmic energies. So goes with what all the messages that were just coming through. It's like every time I'm surprised when this happens, yet spirit just does her work and then it happens. We've been dealing with cosmic energies, eclipses and solstices and stars and moons and all this huge energy coming from above. And this card is reminding us now that has settled in, it is in our souls, and now it is asking us to ground down into Mother Earth, which is of course God's gorgeous creation. Mother Earth is an expression of God's love and care, and we are also part of Mother Earth. And it is time now that all those gifts have been placed in you to allow them to flourish. And we do that by grounding down, by being loved, by being comforted, And when we do that, we can also love and comfort others as well. And that goes with that seed image I was talking about earlier, which I didn't know where that came from. I'm not really a plant person, so I don't usually even speak in that language all that often. So that was coming directly from spirit. But those seedlings, when we are connected to Mother Earth, into that earth energy, because we've been so kind of in a cosmic wave the past couple of weeks, that now it's time to connect, just become very earthy, very grounded, put both feet flat on the ground, ground down, so that those seeds that have been planted can start to emerge through that Mother Earth, which is also in us. And I am reminded of the story, one of the creation stories, that the Adam, we usually call him Adam, but really it's not a proper name. It's the earthling. Like a good translation of that word is the earthling. The earthling creature is in fact made of Adamah, which is the dirt. So it's a little, Hebrew likes little puns. It's a little pun. The Adam, or Adam, is made of Adamah, which is God's creation. It's the dust, the dirt of the earth. And you are too, and so am I, and so are all of us. And that's so essential to our cultivating our gifts, to letting our gifts emerge, to letting them flourish, to letting them grow to the tallest that they can. So this connection with Mother Earth and feeling loved and comforted is really essential to wherever you are in this process. So those are some of the messages that were coming through, and we've been doing this about 12 minutes. I have to run to another meeting, so I've got to go. So I'm glad I took this little opportunity to get on and to talk to all of you. Again, those of you who are wondering what your gifts are, please be in touch with me so maybe I can help you figure that out. It's one of the things I love doing. Do check, we'll have another live version of the training on discovering your gifts as a metaphysical Christian, especially metaphysical gifts. The responses to that were really heartwarming. Those of you when you watched in replay and your experiences with meditation just made me so warm, and I just love seeing where people go with that. So we'll do it again on Saturday all together. You can look I'll post the registration link later on tonight or in the morning, so be sure to sign up for that. Even if you can't make it live, if you have obligations on Saturday morning, go ahead and sign up, because then you get automatic access to the replay, which I will keep up for 48 hours. And so go ahead and register whenever you can. I'll post the link here. I'll post it everywhere. You all know where to look. I love you so much. I'm so glad I followed Spirit's prompting, because I can feel all the really great energy here with all of you. And we're all exploring our gifts together. We're all discovering them. And when we discover one, it's a snowball effect. You start to discover others, and ones that you never dreamed of could be yours suddenly come into play. And I love that. So it's so much fun. Happens to me. I watch it happen to clients. I watch it happen to all of you all the time. It's just great. So write any questions that you have here, and I will respond to them after my other meeting. See you later. God bless.